Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to the GEOG361 Lab 5. In this video, I will demonstrate our last question. Question 4. T-test using SPSS. You can have several seconds to read these questions. In this question, we will use the SPSS. For using the SPSS in our web version SPSS, we first need to copy those tables and paste them in the Excel, then upload them to the Anywhere Apps Cloud. If you do not know how to do that, you can watch my first video and figure out how to put your data in the Excel and how to upload your Excel to the cloud and how to open that data in the SPSS. To isolate this process, I have already uploaded my data to the cloud. And now I just directly open the Excel data by using the SPSS. To open the data, we need to click File here, then Open here, Data here. And then click the drop-down button of the files of type. We need to select Excel. We first do the first part of the question 4. We select this file and then click Open button. Here we have one preview for the data. It looks good. Then we hit OK. After that, the data will be loaded in your SPSS table area. Let's go back to the question. In this question, it asks you to compare the mean score of these two groups. So our first task to compare the IQ of the public school and the private school. So our first task is to write down the non-hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis. As I mentioned in the first 3 videos, the non-hypothesis is represented by the middle range, the middle area of the distribution, which means those values are close to 0. So if their difference, if their IQ in difference is close to 0, it means there is no difference in IQ between students at the private school and public school. Right? Then the alternative hypothesis, H1, is represented by the height part or the tail part. So here, which means they have differences, right? In this question, it asks us to run 2 functions. We need to decide which function we should use for the question 1. So the one method is the paired, and the second is unpaired. What is that meaning? The paired means actually those two groups are from the same one, but with the time going, the value changed. The unpaired means they are not from the same group. So here it's very obvious that these two columns are from different groups. We should go back to the Excel, then click Analyze, then click Compare Means. Then we select Independent Sample t-test. After you click this button, you may see this one. So what is that meaning? We cannot add to our variable to the test variable directly. If we add these two, we cannot hit the OK because independent sample t-test does not accept this format. The accepted format is something like this. The first column is the IQ, is your value. And then the second column records the group of the first one. So we need to do some adjustment for this table. We just create one column, this is called IQ. And the measures are scale. Their label are IQ. So we first copy the public school, the IQ of public school student, paste them to this column. Then in the first column, we create a new variable called type. And the label is type. The measure here is not scale anymore. It is nominal because it just represents the type of the school. We just see the public school as the type 1. We just input a lot of 1 here. Okay. Then we copy all the IQ score of the private student next to the IQ of the public school in the third column. And assign type 2 to this type. Okay, after we do this adjustment, we open that compare mean independent sample test again. So here, our test variable is just the IQ, and we use the type variable to group the IQ. After we put these two in the corresponding table, then we click define groups. The name of the first group is just 1. The name of second group's name is just 2. Then we click continue. Then we hit OK. We can see this table here. Let's make it larger. So here, this table is what we need for this question. Let me explain this table. In this table, as we see in the question 4, we first need to do the F-test to compare whether it is equal variance situation or unequal variance situation. So here we can see the F-test. The F score is 0.01. The significance level is very large. It's much greater than 0.05, which means the variance of these two groups are very similar, are very close. Then we choose the first row. After we compare the F score, we compare the T score. The T score here is 0.177. So we also see what is the significant level. The significant level is also very large. It's much greater than 0.05. So what is that significant level's meaning? That I can draw you one score to demonstrate this part. First, I want to use the F score to explain the significant level. We have one F curve here, right? So if we need the alpha level is 0.05, the meaning is after the F critical value, after this critical value, the area, let's see, could I change the color here? Yeah. The area of this part is 0.05. So here we see the significant value is 0.9 something. It's much greater than 0.05, which means your F score is here. And the area of, let's change the yellow marker. The area of this part from this line to the infinity x. So this area, the area equals to 0.921. So if your value is much greater than 0.05, or we can say this value is greater than your alpha value, than your significance level, which means we need to accept our H0 hypothesis. So here it just shows the variance are equal. If we use the T table to explain this these two values. So let's clear our drawing and we can draw one T distribution here. If we see the alpha is 0.05, the meaning is after this point, the area of the head part plus the area of tail part is 0.05. But here we can see the significant level. The significant value is 0.861, which means the area after your T score here, 0.177, this is negative 0.177. So this area is this value. It means your t-score is much closer to the y-axis than the critical t-score, which means we should accept our H0. The IQ in the public school and the private school has no differences. Okay, let's go back to this question. To answer this question, you need copy this table to your answer sheet. Then you need to see the t value is 0.177 and the significant value is 0.861, which is greater than 0.02. So we accept H0, which means there is no difference IQ between students at private and public school. Okay, so this is the answer we need for the first question.